In this tutorial, we're going to look at how to make dynamic headers or dynamic names in cells. So let's suppose that here next to the income statement header, I want to incorporate the fact that the income statement is expressed in US dollar thousands. That way later, if I change this to some other currency, like Canadian dollars, it will automatically be reflected throughout the model. So let's work on this together. So what we can do is in cell A3 here, I can change the cell from being just text to being a formula that links some text and the output from another cell. So in order to turn this into a formula, I'm going to press F2, which gets me into the editing function of the cell, and I'm going to tab over by pressing Control left arrow. I'm going to put an equal sign, open quotation mark, and I'm going to move to the end of it. I'm going to then add a space and close the quotation mark. The reason I've added a space is that when I'm going to use the ampersand here to join functions, it will not automatically add any space between things that are joined. So I need to include the space in the quotation mark. Then use the ampersand sign and pressing F2 to get out of the cell and into the free moving part of the workbook. I'm going to select cell A1 and I'm going to press enter. So what happened now is it's taking that text that says income statement and adding to it the text from this cell. So if I were to go in here and I were to just put C dollars, it's automatically updated here. So let's do this a couple more times. Let's also apply this to the analysis section. So I'm gonna say that this should be equal to analysis with a space, end quote, ampersand, press F2, and then select cell A1 and press enter. So that's a quick example of how you can make a dynamic header that later can be changed to be any currency or any text or even a number. Whatever I type in here, it's going to be reflected in the end of the string that I've created. So I'll keep it in USD thousands for now. So I'm actually just going to remove this USD from the end of analysis, and I can leave it in quotes, and it's the same as if I had it in text. The reason I'm doing that is if you open up analysis, you'll actually see that we've got some stuff in percentages here, so we don't need to add it there, but the income statement is all expressed in USD thousands. So let's now add a little bit more to our dynamic names and our repertoire here. So what I could do here is I could add together several cells. Let's say that I want to say this cell is going to be equal to EBITDA. I'm going to join that with the ampersand. Now I'm going to put a space and I'm going to type in another space and then quote, because what I want to do is I want to add spaces around the word and then I'm going to use ampersand again and pressing F2. I'm going to select 2020. I'm going to use control to go up to the top here and press enter. So what I've got now is a cell here that says EBITDA in 2020. If I wanted to pull EBITDA forward in 2020, let's say right here, I've now got a nice way to have linked up this label to be totally dynamic. Let's just group these cells in by pressing Shift Space Bar, Alt A, ZO, G, G. And if I press 1 here, we've got everything nicely grouped up again.